Hello, hello, and welcome back to Tennis Ace. I think this was the start of a new day. It's been a minute. Uh, and by that I mean like a day since the last recording session, so we'll just start, you know. The bell finally rings, bringing a start to the lunch break. I quickly put away my notebook inside my bag, giving one last quick glance to the notes I've taken today. Somehow, I do feel a slight sense of pride for working so hard on these. Sure, it might just have been one day, but I do feel like it's still progress. Plus, with how much importance Shoichi puts on my studies, I'm sure he'd be thrilled to see me putting in the effort. It's not much, but I feel like I feel like any little thing, no matter how small, would be a good way to cheer him up. And maybe patch up a bit. Man, I must really be desperate if I'm depending on academics for that sort of thing. It's kind of sad in a pathetic sort of way. I sneak a glance at the vacant seat next to me. Today again, June has failed to show up for class without a word. He also hasn't really answered the messages I sent him yesterday. I really don't like this, but I can't chase after him for some kind of answer. He'll talk to me when he talks to me. And knowing him, he'll probably just waltz back into class at some point like nothing happened. That is definitely very much like him. Morning. Saya raises a hand, giving my class a neutral greeting before quickly walking towards me. She pulls a chair towards me, taking a seat next to me. Morning. Hey, did things get any better after yesterday? Depends on what you mean by better. I already don't like the sound of that. I talked to Shoichi this morning. We were able to clear the air a bit, but What? I might have upset him just a tiny bit in the process. How are you so bad at this? I'm doing my best, okay? Conflict resolution was never one of my strong suits. Do you think he's gonna be joining us for lunch today? He could, but I wouldn't bet on it. God damn it. I want to have a chance to be happy for you guys, but you're not throwing me a bone here. Sorry. Saya grumbles unhappily, forcefully dropping her bag on the table and digging inside of it for her lunchbox. So, what hole did you manage to cram your feet into this time? I have no idea. I just tried to... I tried suggesting he reconnect with his mom, and he got super mad at me. Really? That's all it took? That's, weird. Right. So it makes no sense to you either. Yeah, but then again, neither of us are children of divorced parents. We don't know what kind of ways that sort of thing messes with you. Fair. Just try being a little more tactful with that subject in the future. Yeah. Saya gives me a few pats on the back to try and cheer me up. Despite her usual ogre-like strength, there are very soft and reassuring. I don't think she was even capable of holding back. But then again, that sort of thing usually happens when she's super excited. She can be a little bit like a typhoon in that respect. I'm at least happy you guys managed to talk despite the little setback. Yeah, it was really nice just to hear from him again. I'm sure things will go back to normal before you notice it. Do Shoichi and I even still have a normal anymore? Things are consistently getting more and more different since we started dating. Going back to normal would probably mean breaking up, and I really don't want that. Asai and I talk idly about nothing in particular for the rest of lunch break. I catch myself wishing June and Shoichi were here a few times, but otherwise don't focus too much on it. No point bumming myself out on purpose. By the time I'm finally done practicing for today, the sky is already threatening to go fully dark. I didn't even realize how late it got. Coach had to actually usher a lot of us out because we were staying way longer than usual. I guess everyone was roaring to practice again after the extended vacation we took from club. As soon as I step outside of the gym with my bag around my shoulder, I look around and notice someone's figure. Shuichi is leaning against the gym wall, his bag on one hand and his phone on the other. He's staring idly at his phone without noticing that I've just gotten out. Shuichi! Shuichi looks up from his phone, giving me a quick glance up and down.
Hey there. Sorry for dropping by out of nowhere.
What? No problem. You don't need a reason to drop by. Drop by whenever you want.
Is that so?
Shuichi stuffs his phone back into his pocket, slowly walking up to me. He stops a few steps away from me, shifting his weight awkwardly from one foot to the other.
So, this is a bit awkward to say, I guess. I wanted to apologize for earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, I lost my cool at you, and you really didn't deserve that. It took me a little bit to calm down, but by the time I did, I felt too awkward.
Excuse me.
To show up for lunch.
You should have come by anyway. I missed you.
Sorry.
He scratches the back of his neck, looking away from me in an uncomfortable silence.
So, this is all I had to say, I guess. I just didn't want to go home before clearing the air.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll see you tomorrow, I promise. I'll be back to normal when then, so we'll be able to talk more, okay?
Alright, I'll be waiting for you. Shuichi's face relaxes a bit. He flashes me a genuine smile for a second before nodding.
Bye.
And just like that, he walks away without another glance back. I stand around for a few seconds, unsure of what to do. We live in the same direction, but I get the feeling he still needs a little bit of space. I decide to do a few more cool-down stretches behind the gym building before heading home myself, so we won't run into each other on the way. Oh man, we're getting places. Time is in fact moving. I want to sleep more. Here I am, getting to school 1 goddamn hour earlier than usual, just so I can review my notes before class starts. I know I gave myself a goal, but a goal of being a better student, just to rub it on Shuichi's smug face. But I'm starting to think that this is way too much work to be putting myself through out of spite. No, I can't be what's this word? Psyching myself out so soon. It's only been a week of this. Eyes on the prize, Yuichi. Eyes on the prize. Especially considering how things have been a bit weird between us lately. I can't quite say that it's been bad. We haven't been fighting or anything like that. But I still feel like something's been off since the argument we had last week. Like, feeling as if Shuichi isn't really all there whenever we talk. We're still talking as usual and having fun, but maybe I'm just being paranoid. God knows that's one habit of mine. I might end up asking Saya if she notices anything weird about him lately. She's definitely the most perceptive person I know. It's scary just how well she can read us sometimes. Plus, now that she knows about the two of us dating, I get the feeling that she's very invested in the two of us working out. Wait, I can't decide whether that's a good or a bad thing now. Would she go all gung-ho about prodding Shuichi for information in case I told her? Oh god, thinking of the consequences of that is terrifying. Realistically, I know Saya is a very sensible person, and she won't go around inserting herself into other people's problems, but Somehow, I can't avoid being unreasonably horrified of the idea. I'll have to think things through really carefully before I decide to go down that road, that's for sure. I don't need to accidentally make things worse. I mean, uh, I seem to do a lot of that lately already. Well, if anything, at least I can enjoy a bit of a morning breeze before the day gets insufferably hot again, right? It's not much, but it's something. I walk past the school gates, marveling at the amount of people that are already getting to school bright and early. I know this is a somewhat prestigious private school and everything, but I didn't expect so many of the students to be this dedicated. Back when I was still in middle school, I did show up this early before class, but I was one of the few that did it. It seems like a good half or more of the students in the school are super dedicated to their studies. Seriously, how the hell have I been beating these people in the student rankings? I'm starting to understand why so many people are bitter about me getting high grades. While I continued to muse uselessly to myself, I noticed two familiar shapes walking out of the main building and heading to one of the adjacent ones. The saber-tooth stops as soon as he sees me, blinking a few times in confusion before recognition dawns on him.
Whoa, is that really you, Yuichi? I thought you were, one of those lazy students who never show up to school early.
In a matter of speaking, trying my best to fix that bad habit. Good morning to you two, too. By the way.
Morning. Nice to see you're still showing up bright and early.
Yeah, I did promise myself I was going to.
True. But you're not always the best at keeping promises when they involve putting in effort.
Hey, quit looking down on me like that.
Damn, it's so early in the morning and you're already getting called out.
Shush.
Ah, and you're a morning grump too on top of it all. Man, I'm starting to understand why you hate showing up in the mornings.
That has nothing to do with it. Anyway, what are you two up to right now?
Just some boring student council stuff. Clearing some paperwork that needs to be done before the school trip next month. I'll spare you the details. It'll probably bore you half to death anyway.
We finally managed to clear the budgeting issues we were having last week. And now we need to work on making the reservations on the hotels and airlines we chose.
Not to mention start drafting the papers to send the students' families so they can sign with permission for them to go. It's fine for most seniors since they're over 18, but we still need permission for a parent and guardian from juniors and freshmen. I swear, all of this would have been dealt with much sooner if we didn't have to budget around taking the juniors to a much more expensive location than everyone else. Not that I'm complaining since I get to go too, but it's pretty unfair that the school scheduled such a more lavish trip for the junior class, specifically simply to posture around that guy. He probably already has money to go around wherever he wants. Why does the school have to use funds that they don't really have to look better to a rich dude? Don't they know we're the ones that have to balance the checkbooks? It's not like that money appears out of nowhere.
Even though he said he was going to spare me the details, he immediately launches on a rant about it regardless. Either he's really indecisive, or he really wanted to vent about it.
Kasama-kun, you're babbling again.
Sorry. I tend to run my mouth a little bit when I get worked up. But yeah, that's about the gist of it anyway. As you can see, a lot of work needs to be done, and it's pretty stressful. We're lucky Prez has stuck around with us, especially now that most seniors quit. The gist. I feel like I just got the extended unabridged version. If that's the gist of the gist, then I'm afraid of finding out just how much stuff they're currently juggling. I see. You guys certainly have a lot on your plate. I'm sorry you've been put in the situation. To be fair, I didn't even stop to consider that Keikun being here would alter the school's plans for the trip. I guess that explains why his class gets to go to all the expensive places. Now that I think about it, all classes got taken to an international trip when I was a freshman, but after Keikun joined our school, we've only had much cheaper trips. We went to the Chiba Prefecture last year and stayed in a pretty average hotel, while the freshmen went to Hawaii and got taken on an excursion, yes, through the island while staying in a resort hotel. And this year, it seems the juniors will be going to Paris to visit the Louvre, Eiffel Tower, and other places, while us seniors are being taken to Okinawa to see an aquarium. Man, the bias is really apparent here. Though, we should probably get going. The other members are already waiting for us in the student council, and we only have so much time before class starts.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, by the way, Yuichi, there's something I kind of want to run by you. Can I show up by your class before the bell rings to talk? If that's all right with you, of course.
Why are you being so weird about it? You don't need to stand on ceremony around me, especially for something so silly.
Right, I guess that's fair.
Really, Prez, we're already pressing for time, and you're planning on leaving the meeting early?
Ending the meeting just 5 minutes earlier is fine. It won't be a huge problem.
I don't know about that, though. I suppose it's your call in the end.
I'll make sure things go smoothly. That's my job after all. You don't need to worry so much about it.
And my job is making sure you don't end up killing yourself while doing your job. Oh, amen to that.
Oh, be quiet.
I watched the two walk away towards their destination, quickly tuning me out, tuning me out, yes. And going back to their decision about their work. The two definitely are quick to switch gears. I'll give them that. How can they focus on their work again so quickly and instantly? That's definitely a bit weird. Are they secretly robots or something? As expected, as soon as I walk into my classroom, I see the usual assortment of early risers, and I have gotten used to seeing here in the past week. About half of the class in here is early, which is a shocking enough number. At first, most people were equally shocked to see me here at this time, but the shock has slowly died down over the past week and morphed into a mild concentration. I get right to work, pulling out my notebook and going over my notes. Trying to redo them is proving to be much more of a pain in the ass than I thought it'd be. I consider asking Jin to let me borrow his, since they're so detailed and easy to read, but since this is a mess of my own creation, I decided the right thing to do is getting myself out of this hole myself. Besides, my grades are already decent enough at the moment, so I don't need to rush to improve my notes or anything like that. Plus, if I really want to show Shoichi off with all my progress, I can't afford to take any shortcuts to get it. I'm not giving him any outs so he can later say, "You only managed to do it because X helped you." Working on my notes is just as much tedious as I expected it to be, and has been my usual before class routine for the past week. Okay. Wow. Reading's hard, guys. Especially considering that they're such a mess, and so incomplete that I had to check out a bunch of books from the library just so I could find a way to add the stuff that I missed. There was a lot of cross-referencing involved, and I truly hate that part. Things could be made a lot easier if I looked for answers on my phone, but I remember Saya telling me once before, that not all information on the internet is accurate. So I chose the old school, more annoying method of research, if only because I know this one has been accurate. Curated, yes, by professionals, and the stuff in here is 100% approved by the school. Honestly, I should get a prize just for going through all this trouble. Before I notice it, time begins to fly by. The seconds turn to minutes, and soon 40 minutes have already passed. Nice. I'm almost done with the history section. By this point, I've gotten pretty used to tuning out the side of the door opening and closing as more and more students arrive and the impending bell ring. Except this time, my attention is quickly whisked away by the sound of the chair immediately next to me being dragged. When I turn around, I see the familiar figure of a tiger throwing his bag on the top of his desk, slumping down on his chair. Whoa, June! I didn't know you'd be getting back to school today.
Morning.
Yeah. Are you doing all right? You look even more out of it than you did yesterday.
I'm fine. I'm just really tired.
We managed to get the whole group together yesterday to celebrate Keisuke's birthday. I assume we see that in a different route. We went to the movies, karaoke, and dinner. The whole thing was a lot of fun on its own, although it felt like June was only going through the motions. He didn't seem anywhere as excited as he usually is, and looked exhausted most of the time. That's what you said yesterday.
It was also true yesterday. And truth be told, I went even though I wasn't 100% feeling it. I wasn't feeling 100% yet, because I didn't want to be the only one missing Keisuke-san's birthday. But that kinda worked against me in the end.
God damn it, June, you really need to make better choices.
I know.
Hey, Kobayashi-kun, you're back!
Ah, morning, Jin-san. Gin-san and Jin-san. We were starting to think you'd kick the bucket. I'm glad to see you walking with the living again. That's a bit morbid.
Don't say stuff like that, Jin. That's terrible.
What? Get off my ass, will you? I'm just saying that I was worried.
There are better ways of saying it.
It's alright, I don't mind. I appreciate your concern.
Here, I baked a cake last night, and brought a slice with me to school. You can have it.
What? But you, brought this for yourself.
Don't worry about it. I still have the whole thing back home. Besides, it's a way to celebrate you being back.
Yeah, it's already, he's already gonna, pig on the entire cake later anyway. You should take this, for his own health.
That's mean, Jin.
I guess I'll accept your gift, then. Thank you so much.
You don't have to look so shocked. We're, just glad to have you back, Kobayashi-kun.
Yeah, besides, things get, real dull here without having you to settle arguments between me and, Ryoji. Have I become the official tiebreaker between you two?
Yeah.
Jin sounds almost gleeful, giving June an exaggerated thumbs up at the whole situation.
I see.
We'll talk a little bit later a little more later, okay? I still need to go with Jin to the faculty office to talk about a few low grades he got.
You don't need to announce that to everyone.
It's not like they can see your grades on the notice board in the first place.
I'll end the part here. I'll see you around, everyone.